this one is going to be about a 5D mystic, enlightenment functional adult, woo-woo pseudoscience, solo-polyamory woman. So when you're an empowered woman, and yes, solo-poly, because you get to know how to regulate your own nervous system, safe haven, be the secure base of you, means I can go off into the adventure land, and lo and behold, with mysticism, it's really nice to have a relationship with infinite consciousness. And so when you're empowered, as we've been discussing today, you're a whole self, whole 3-year-old heart. There's no shame, no defectiveness here. Nope. So society doesn't need me, which means even though as a mystic I can get called woo-woo or evil by those who are strictly with the strict ancient textbooks, so they don't know that the Holy Spirit and energy, just in a general gist, okay? So no textbooks here. If you're using your right and your left, integration of the brain is what I should specify is the 5D collective. So we have the ability to say, oh, if I have any cultural, religious, political belief, bias, any of my stuff, I'm going to keep it right here. I'm bicultural. I have ideas of how marriage should be, whatever it is, or people who actually are not empowered. That's the part they don't know. Subjective experience, hold it here, and now we can have an exchange. When you're functional adults, this is why it's nice to be with other functional adults, because see, they know how to have conversations with anyone and everyone, and that's empowerment. I'm not going to have to shout at you or call you names the minute that you go against my very own political, religious, gender, Okay, so out in the world on YouTube so far, what we see is a good portion of people who don't even know that they're tainting everything with their own stuff, which is one thing if you know I taint it too. I taint mine with compassion, kindness, even though some would say no, but compassion, kindness because of integration of the brain, infinite higher human conscious potential. So I believe in every person's inner child to be able to come forth, but I also do know that belief isn't enough, because if the person is not interested in getting a handle on that tone, they're going to be Cusco's squirrels and the codependents I was talking about. So codependent type people, whether they're men, women, or theys, they will have an attitude like a teenager. The world's unfair, and they will take all of that implicit bias and they will do cognitive dissonance with it. They will do structural dissociation with it. A lot of words that, if you don't know them, I do know them. I'm attachment trauma informed, besides being the woo-woo pseudoscience lady. Oh, FYI, I can forget things and confuse it, just so you know, and I don't use dictionary terms. So you're going to want to hear the whole episode if you're going to get to figure it out, and not trying to prove any point. I'm actually here for food for thought and for building a community of empowered people, so we get together and have fun. And we actually enjoy talking about the societal changes, and sometimes not so much fun because we're like, where are we going to head today and where are we going? But, you know, we need to slow it down. So, one, for my 5D mystics and or mystic, however many of you are tuning in right now to this one, and it's primarily if you are gooey, ooey, ooey, ooey with all of humanity. This is the only mystics I'm talking to. So every single 8 billion and plus people, you don't need Sadhguru to tell you to promise to love all of them unconditionally like a mother. And we know it's mother because of the divine feminine being the nurturing energy. So no, it's not about us choosing about genders. Please, 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 please. Okay, so if you're open-minded and empowered, you're going to know how to hear, because your child, 3-year-old self is quiet and I'm not proving shit. I'm talking. Okay, so this is an exchange. You delight in yourself and humanity, your divine feminine. That's the only way you're going to have a connection in a very specific way. And that's why this is only for that group. You're a clear channel. You have no confusion. Your mind is free. You don't think of thinking as hard. In fact, your mind is the biggest playground you could ever imagine. And with educators, the 5D educators, you have a fun time. You can tell when you got a Peter Pan, that's a 4D educator, or a Cusco, or a lost boy, lost girl, or a Wendy. Immediately you can tell. Not later. Immediately. Okay, so pleading activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Please don't take the whole heavens things literally. Just look at it as the lovely infinite stars of the cosmos that we live in. Dark energy, dark matter. Beyond spirituality, soul age group is the enlightenment soul age group person here. Infinite higher human conscious potential experiences doesn't mean anything. In fact, the lovely physics and sciences people, they look into the hard problem of consciousness. Okay, so if we really must, I don't know a lot of things, and the sciences people do. And that's where we're going to continue talking about self-empowered women, especially the ones who don't speak about things like this. Now, I'm 44, so when I was 16, though, I was already a person who would tell my teenage girlfriends, stop, you're dehumanizing, stop telling me somebody is not deserving of love, stop being so spiteful, jealous, envious, bitter, and so many other words, misandry, whatever. Again, stop your anger circuit, please. And I didn't have these words, so I'd just be like, you were with them. You're now like completely in this vindictive mode. Do you not notice you're upset? Why are you taking their side? I'm not taking a side. I'm trying to make you understand. No, not make you. I'm here listening to you dehumanize a person. I follow Jesus. He talks about forgiveness and love. You are literally presenting to me something that goes against the fact that I have chosen to forgive, turn the other cheek. Blessed are those who know and believe without believing. Although, again, those ancient textbooks completely will say, no. So let's remember, as a person open-hearted here, for me, Jesus is the representation of the whole self, healthy, self-worth human being, divine masculine, divine feminine, a person who stands in the restorative embodied self, your mammalian heritage and mine. I'm attachment and trauma informed. So I'm supporting people on personal development. And empowerment does not look like Cusco. Looks like Pacha. So like Pacha tells Cusco, all people have a heart is what I've been told. So we don't do things like, I'm happy single, tired of giving up my life and dreams for man, 49 years of pure nonsense and bullshit from men. I didn't even get one guy friend that will set me up with anyone because they say no man is to be trusted. Now, while I have also heard the part about us being sexual objects, it's not about trust, because trust is about expanding consciousness. Although you do learn in time how to recognize the ones who don't have secure attachment. They all need a good therapist. The avoidant will avoid being emotional with you. The ambivalent will get very, very worried and clingy and preoccupied and da-da-da. The disorganized, they do a little bit of both. And the thing is, in all three categories, what's sad, and a healthy self-worth person will know this immediately, is that they're going to go and be with people who treat them not really great, because they're going to beg to differ. What it is they have unfinished business. Thank you, Terry Real. Come on over. As Terry Real shares, we hold ourselves the way we're held. Thanks, Mom. I got held in equanimity. I got held with a third attunement and repairing rupture. So I have the whole 3-year-old heart. That's why I'm talking as an empowered woman here today. And the solo-poly is not because I'm alone. Again, loving more than one person. And none of them are better than any other. No, they're each unique and beautiful just the way they are. And this is a part of why I'm doing this one. It's secure attachment. Women will not be doing anything like this, or there's this other one. I was like, what the heck? I'm too independent for most men and was called arrogant due to that. It is not as if I insult people. I just express my feelings. But that doesn't stop men from judging me. I will not change who I am to please others, so I accept to be single. Once again, I think this is a little bit extreme. I mean, really? What is this one? Misogamist. That's right. A person, they don't hate, avoid, or oppose marriage, but they are making it seem like no man is going to accept that. They are independent. And I blame a little bit. No, I'm not going to blame, but I see the coaches out there. I've seen men coaches say women are single because they're smart and independent. Here's a smart, independent woman, and I don't consider myself that smart. What I can tell you is that whenever I have met any person, any man, I have always appreciated their participation in my life. I've participated in their life, and I have respect. So we have mutual respect. That's what an empowered person does, because there's no unfinished business, though. Not projecting any emotional insecurity upon another human being. I chose consciously, I'm going to spend time with you, whatever our relationship dynamic was. If you end up in any way, shape, or form projecting, I know how to say, you know what, hey, again, this is not necessarily going to happen this way. Please watch your tone. That's it. So when you have healthy self-worth and you're an empowered woman, you don't shame, blame, fault, or revenge. You don't have low self-esteem. It's because you have no inner child that has shame defectiveness. So you don't, one, consider any person not deserving love. If I and you don't get along, it's okay. We had a good time. Sayonara. That's what empowerment is. It's not let me, after 40 years or however many, all these people that say, it's getting harder to love. No. For some of us, it's actually getting really great. And thank your attachment researchers and coaches out there, because they're going to help us even more to be in a love.